Spelunky 2 is hard, but fortunately, pretty much all of the most difficult challenges in the game can be completely skipped in some way or another. Over the years, the players have developed some surprisingly easy strategies to skip the majority of a run's difficulty, from the Olmec Skip to the Excalibur Skip, and even skipping all of the true ending requirements with the Qilin Skip. And over time, these strategies have only gotten easier. Starting off with the Udjat Eye Skip, you can access both the Black Market and Vlad's Castle without the use of the Udjat Eye. Obviously, nobody wants to deal with the drill. It takes a long time, it's risky, and just generally annoying. In order to skip this, you need to make your way through the 20 block thick floor blocking Vlad's Castle, and there are 3 ways to do this. The first and most common of which is bombs. By simply bombing your way down, you can access Vlad's Castle with 10 bombs at most. And if you bomb around powder kegs, this can be brought down to around 6 to 7. In co-op, player ghosts can blow kegs to activate them earlier, which makes this even easier. If you don't have the bombs, you can use a Maddock to dig down, or wait for a spike ball to clear the way to the bottom. Onto the skip to find the Black Market, things become slightly more complicated. The Black Market entrance is hidden in a random wall throughout the level, and while sometimes it's completely covered, occasionally it'll be partially visible. In order to find this door, you want to look for a dark grey mossy circle that looks something like this. Sometimes it'll be pretty obvious when you see this, but in certain situations it'll be almost invisible, so make sure to keep a good lookout. If you have no luck with this first step, enter a random back layer and look for a white outline of a door, or this descending path. When you see this, there's a good chance it's the Black Market, so you can go to wherever you saw the door and bomb for the entrance. You'll know if you're on the right level if either there's no pet to be found, or you hear this specific music in the back layer. The third and final skip of these first few areas is the Tun Skip. You can enter Tun's store entirely for free by using the telepack, or in rare cases, through a surrounding door if the level generation is kind. By going in here, you can complete the challenge as normal, grab the bow or Maddock, and head right out with no consequences from Tun. This pairs up well with the Udjat Skip, as you can almost always find the moon challenge before the drill, and use the Maddock to dig to Vlad's Castle. In Olmec's lair, you can find what is probably the most popular skip in the game, the Olmec Skip, which does exactly what it sounds like. By using Olmec's head as a platform, you can enter this door at the top right of the level, grabbing the Ankh without even finishing his first phase. There are dozens of methods to do this, the easiest of which is the 3-bomb method. To do this, run right as soon as you start the level, and climb this ladder to reach the platform. Next, you'll want to place a bomb in this specific position, and there are 2 alignments for this. The first is to line your hand up with the 3rd brick of the wall, and the second is to perform a back whip, to stand backwards against this wall. Then place a bomb and whip it to the left. Once you've placed this first bomb, place 2 more bombs in these positions, and after you finish bombing, all that's left is to bring Olmec over to your setup. Once he's over to you, stand on the right corner of his head and spam the door button as fast as you can. As soon as you enter the room, you can grab the Ankh and continue to the following levels as normal. Just like every skip in this video, I'll have full guides linked in the description below for every way to do every skip. Moving into Tide Pool, there's the Ankh Skip, another incredibly useful technique for keeping the Ankh past 4-3 or accessing Abzu without the Ankh at all. To do the no paste method, you want to start by placing 2 ropes in these positions. Then align yourself against this wall and place 4 bombs facing forward. Following the bombs, head to this position on the rope to avoid the explosions. As the lava begins clearing up, climb your way up the rope and wade out the lava. Once the drip has slowed down, make your way to the exit using ropes or a mobility item. If you have a jetpack, this process can be done entirely ropeless by hovering your way through the skip. If you're looking to do the no paste method, just click on the card in the top right hand corner. The second skip in this area is the Excalibur Skip. While Kingu is intended to be defeated with the Excalibur, she is still beatable without using certain techniques. Kingu is split into 2 phases, each with 100 health. and the first of these can be bypassed using bombs. To use the bombs on her, make your way to this top platform and begin throwing them down. With paste, this won't be a challenge at all, but with regular bombs, you'll need to time your throws correctly. Just keep in mind that you can't place bombs on Kingu's platform, so don't get yourself stuck. Once this first phase is over, you'll notice a crack in Kingu's shell, and this means you can begin whipping. This will take around 90 hits, which sounds like a lot, but can be done in just under a minute and a half if you do it well. If you have a plasma cannon or just an abundance of bombs, you can also use them on the second phase to speed things up. Going forward, there's the Wet Fur Skip, which lets you skip the entirety of the Wet Fur Cave by dropping down the chasm in the middle of the ice caves. In a lot of situations, the Wet Fur Cave can be pretty helpful, with 6 free ropes, spike shoes and a compass. However, it can also be pretty dangerous. In order to skip this, grab onto this specific ledge aligned with the entrance and drop down. Because of how the game's level generation works, 99.5% of the time you'll land on the exit to the Wet Fur Cave, which is parallel to where you drop. While this skip becomes redundant with mobility items, it's great for low resource runs such as low percent speedruns. As you progress further into the ice caves, you can perform another drop based skip with the Alien Compass Skip, accessing the mothership without any items. The entrance to the mothership has the possibility to spawn on either the 6th block from the right, 6th block from the left, or in the very middle. This leaves you with a 1 in 3 chance of finding the door upon dropping, and while this might be a decent strategy if you're coming from the shortcut just to unlock a character, a 2 in 3 chance probably doesn't sound ideal for the majority of players. Fortunately though, there are safety measures to make this process easier. If you drop a mine into the void, it'll explode, which means if you drop a mine on a spawn location and it stays silent, you found the entrance. You can also do this weird jetpack testing thing, but I find it difficult and just kind of annoying. And now for the most anticipated skip of them all, the Qilin Skip. This lets you skip through the entirety of the Sunken City requirements up to this point, by making your way up through the lasers without the Qilin. The most common way to do this is using the jetpack ropes method. Fly up right until you reach this area and throw a rope here. Next, you'll want to place 3 more ropes leading up to these positions. I like to use the surrounding blocks to position my throws, or just throw them based on general feel. And obviously, you can use as many as you like. I just find it easier to use these main 4. Once it's done, remember to refuel your jetpack by landing on the ground. Climb to the highest rope and jetpack tap your way to the top. Once you reach the end, ranging from you can throw a rope or grab the ledge to wait out the lasers. There are probably hundreds of ways to perform this skip. And for the final major skip in the game, there is the Sun Challenge Skip. Being worryingly unpredictable and expensive in certain situations, it makes sense why you'd want to stay safe and just skip it instead. In order to access the Arrow of Light without paying, first grab any throwable item of your choice and enter the Sun Challenge door. Once you're in, place a bomb in this position and exit the room. As soon as you exit, immediately throw your item at Tun and re-enter. This causes Tun to run in your direction and blow up, alongside destroying the gate to the challenge with only a single bomb. Despite the fact that you are clearly getting hit at least twice during this process, door invincibility frames grant you damage invincibility after exiting a door. After you've killed Tun, make your way up the side to reach these bubble blocks, and break through to grab the arrow. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching and I'd really appreciate a subscription. If you want to see more content like this, check out one of these videos on the screen.